All right, day 2, question of the day. Do you think of yourself as a healthy and fit person? Or do you think of yourself as a fat person? That's my question for you today. And I'm asking that because I noticed over the last 8 or 9 months, as I fell oh so ungracefully from my fitness, I noticed that even though I was gaining weight, mentally, it didn't really bother me that much, because inside I really still feel like I'm a healthy, fit guy or person, and I just happen to be fat at that moment, or this moment, because I'm still packing on the pounds at the moment. And this phenomenon, because I got so overweight this go round, was even more pronounced for me. And it kind of was a little insight into, I think, what some people struggle with, who maybe, if you've typically been bigger your whole life, it kind of made it apparent to me how no matter how much weight you might lose mentally, you might still be thinking of yourself as a fat person. And I think that's a core thing that a lot of people out there don't really think about, they don't really address, and it just kind of subtly exists in the brain. You have to start thinking about yourself as a healthy person, as a fit person. So like right now, like I said, I think of myself as a healthy, fit dude who just happens to be overweight. But I could see how the opposite would be true. You know, if you were typically an overweight person most of your life, you lose a little bit of weight, but there's always that nagging thing in the back of your brain of like, yeah, I'm 30 pounds, 50 pounds lighter, but I'm still a fat person, and I'm gonna wind up getting fat again. So I guess the final thing I wanted to address along with that, which is something I think hugely important that you should think about, is the reason I use the word fat so freely. I get, in this day and age, that might, offend some people or trigger, or whatever the current word is. But I use it because I don't think of it as an insult. I don't think of it as anything other than a descriptor. Right now, I'm fat, period. No problem. And I think until you can say that and look at yourself in the mirror and just say, yeah, I'm fat, so what? I'm fat. And if you don't want to be that way anymore, agree and commit to yourself to change it. But I think this is kind of, goes hand in hand with the first point of today's video, which is, if you can't look at yourself in the mirror and just flat out say, yes, I have fell off, I am out of shape, I'm fat, I'm not my best self right now, that is the first step to making real lasting change. And if you're not willing to make that admission to yourself, it's going to be probably a non-starter, anything you do, diet, exercise, all of it. So I'm encouraging you today, if you are not your best self right now, and to be clear, none of us are ever going to be 100% our best, but we should always be trying to strive to be on the path to being our best. So the final third thing I'll leave you with today on that note is a super, I think, insightful saying that I heard along the way that I try to think about often, which is, it's not about where you are right now, it's about the direction you're headed. So I want you to think about, in your life, what direction are you headed right now? And I'll be honest with you, right now, since I am just at the beginning of this journey, it feels kind of like, I guess the best analogy would be, I'm trying to start the lawnmower back up. And you know how sometimes you just keep pulling the chain, you just keep pulling the chain and the lawnmower just will not start up. And you're kind of frustrated because it's like, man, I'm already out here sweating my butt off just to try and get the lawnmower started, just so I can start cutting the grass. That's kind of how I feel right now. I haven't even been able to get the lawnmower started to even start cutting the grass, like to even start doing the work. But as you can see, I'm out here, day 2, doing my walk. Definitely didn't feel like coming to do it today. My daughter had me up most of the night. It's also her birthday today, so we've got birthday festivities to do. I will say I did say no to a birthday donut earlier, so you got to stack those small wins. Like I said, start small, because a few weeks ago I definitely would have ate that donut, no questions asked. So the direction I feel like I'm headed, I feel like I was going in the wrong direction and I finally stopped, and I'm starting to turn around and start heading in the right direction. So that's all I would ask that you do today, is think about what direction you're headed. And if you're not happy with it, you don't have to necessarily go the opposite direction all at once. Just get yourself to stop. You know, this goes back to what I said yesterday, small changes. Just get yourself to stop. Say no to the donut that you may have otherwise ate, you know, a few weeks ago. Go for the walk, even if you don't feel like doing it, because first of all, getting out and getting some sunshine is gonna make you feel a lot better anyway. So again, worry about the direction you're headed, not necessarily where you are at the moment. And in the end, you're gonna win. Good luck, stick with it. This is Matt from Diet Dashboard. I'll see you in the next video.